Hey, 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 what's happening, my joyful people? It's Kimberly Joy Morgan of Do All Things with Joy, and I am excited to be with you today for yet another edition of Share the Joy. I am coming in on this Friday, and we talked last week about A1C numbers being high. I gave you my slap in the face, wake up call. If you didn't catch that one, go back and catch the quote unquote replay of that. And I break down some things that you can do. But today we're going to really dive into the food and some of the, I don't want to necessarily say supplements, but some of the nutrients, minerals, and things that you need for your body for that. So, hey, I see some folks are joining on. I don't see names yet, so just a blanket hello to everyone. All right, so the first thing we want to do, this is just a lifestyle thing. It's a little bit different, is exercise. And I know you want to be like, oh gosh, Kim, I know about exercise, but truly, I need you to do weight-bearing exercise, because when you're doing cardio, it's great. Trust me, get out there, walk, run, do that for your heart health and your lung health. But if you're looking for your body to metabolize sugar more properly, you're going to need to build muscle, because muscle mass is going to burn the sugar for fuel and fat for fuel more, faster. Your metabolism is going to go up. And so also when you finish working out and lifting weights, that actual thing that you're doing is going to help you to continue to burn calories and the actual sugar that your body has long past when you finish working out. Hey, Linda, how you doing? And so, and I think I see Melisha on. Hey, Melisha as well. So I just want to let you know, it's not just about running and all that, but get out there and lift some weights. Now let's go into this food thing. First thing I want you to think about is healthy protein. And what we want to do, and I'm going to repeat this from last week, is that when we eat anything that has sugar, like fruit, for instance, let's couple that with a fat and a protein. So take, for instance, if we're going to eat an apple, get some almonds to go with it. Okay. If you're making a smoothie, put some avocado in there. All right. So you want to have a good base of a protein, protein smoothie. I usually try to say, stay with the vegan ones. It'll be easier on your stomach. And then make sure that you add, when I say also, like, don't get whey and all that, vegan for sure. But you'll add your fruit, but you want to add that healthy fat in there. So think about coupling all three of those things together. And the insulin spike, just instead of going up like that, it's just a bump. So think about that. But here, let's go through some foods that are there. So the fruits that you want to stay away from or avoid are mangoes, pineapple, grapes, watermelon. Now, watermelon is a caveat. It has one of the highest glycemic indexes at 76, but its water content is so large that the overall, it's almost like, you know, how you have a teaspoon of sugar, and that would be a lot to just put in your mouth by itself. But if you put the teaspoon of sugar in a bunch of water that's like a gallon of water and you stir it up, you really don't really get the same effect of that amount of sugar. So watermelon's kind of on this weird borderline, but just be mindful of it. You don't want to have a whole lot of it. A little bit, not so bad with the water content. So the things that we do want to think about having for fruits would be berries, blackberries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. Those have lower glycemic index and lower glycemic load situation. So basically the glycemic index, so you know, is how fast it raises your blood sugar level. Hey, Josh, so good to see you, sweetie. Hey, Natasha. So just want you to know that that's one of the biggest things you're going to want to understand with glycemic index is the number is from 1 to 100. And the lower number, of course, means that the load of how fast it causes your blood sugar to rise will be different. And so will be less impact. And so we want to make sure that with that, you are getting fruits that are lower on that scale. So 50 below, that's good. Okay. So apples have like 36, avocados 15. And yes, avocado is a fruit because it has a seed. Bananas are 51, so they're on the high side. I would do like a fourth of a banana and put some avocado with it. Oranges are 43. So just giving you an example of what you have there. So those are some of the fruits. Stay with your berries and your green apples and things like that. All right. So just want to make sure that you have all of that going on. That's good. If you're going to eat the fruit, if it's a small piece of fruit, eat the whole thing. If not, cut it in half. If you're eating something that's like chopped fruit, think about a half cup, especially if you already have diabetes. So if you don't, you're just kind of lowering your numbers. You can maybe fudge with a little bit more if you couple it with that fat, but we want to make sure we're staying there. The next thing is what we don't understand. We need to get soluble fiber in our diet. Fiber. And it's helpful in lowering LDL and slowing down digestion to control the glucose in diabetes. So just think about slowing down that digestion process and allowing, instead of the sugar bursts happening so fast. So what you can use, lentils are amazing source of fiber and they don't raise blood sugar. Oats, other beans as well, peas, nuts, artichokes, avocados, broccoli, pears, and barley and oatmeal. So those are all good things that you can bring in to your diet. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate that. Yes, bananas and all of that good stuff. So I appreciate you giving us the visual for them. All right, so make sure that you're thinking about those things. The other thing is chromium. Amazing. And it's found mostly in broccoli. So double up on that broccoli, but the chromium really helps the body to absorb properly not the insulin and getting it into the cells, the glucose to be used for energy. So chromium, broccoli, also green beans are helpful. Brewer's yeast, and I think that's it. No, grass-fed beef. Okay, so you got grass-fed beef. The other thing, magnesium. Now this is crazy when I found this out, that there is a huge link between people being deficient in magnesium and developing diabetes. So in my book, Share the Joy, 52 Weeks to Abundant Health, if you don't have it, please go and pick it up because it'll help you. It's like week by week, a different thing you could do. But one of those weeks and chapters, I talk about the importance of magnesium and drinking like magnesium tea at night, meaning like when I say tea, it's just a magnesium powder that you can put in water. And it also helps with sleep. It helps with you being able to use the bathroom and your digestion. But really important to get magnesium into your diet because they have a strong link between a magnesium deficiency and people developing diabetes. So the other natural ways or food ways that you can get magnesium is through spinach, different Swiss chards and chards, pumpkin seeds, which are great. And that's also great for my men out there that may have issues with their prostate. So pumpkin seeds are good for that. Almonds and black beans as well. So almonds and black beans. So those are ways in which to get a nice amount of magnesium. Cinnamon is also amazing to couple with any fruit that you have, or if you're, you can put cinnamon tea. You can also use cinnamon essential oils. You guys know I love Young Living essential oils. So you could actually take cinnamon oil. It's very, very hot, so don't think you're going to put it on your tongue, but you can mix it with the carrier oil and you can rub it on your stomach and it actually absorbs into the bloodstream, which will help to regulate blood sugar. So if you don't like the taste of cinnamon all the time, you can do that as well. Any questions? Oh, hey, Stacy, so good to see you, babe. So just giving you that. And then coenzyme Q10, I talked about that last week. It's something that you can actually take supplement-wise. And then ginseng as well that you can take supplement-wise. So hot tea, yes, you can put cinnamon in hot tea if that's what you're asking. So, and thank you, Natasha, for saying that my book is awesome. I really appreciate that. So I hope that this has helped you. Remember your glycemic index with your fruits, especially if you're trying to lower these A1C numbers. Remember to couple your fruit with fat, and remember to add in things like broccoli and spinach and almonds, all the things that are good. I mean, we kind of know what we need to do and what we don't need to do, but sometimes with fruit, we get into this, I guess it's healthy. So especially when we're juicing and we're making these smoothies, we'll load it up like, oh, these are my fruits and vegetables and I'm doing my thing. And sometimes it can backfire on us. And so we want to make sure. Here's one thing as well that I did not mention. Dried fruit is a no-no. And that was one of my downfalls. Okay, I wasn't eating cookies, I wasn't eating cake, and I wasn't having all this other stuff. But I did have my fair share of, sprinkle on my oatmeal, cinnamon, not cinnamon, I would do cinnamon, a few apples cut up or slices cut up, and I would do some raisins. And it was so good, right? But it's just too much. And my body was like, nope, not the best, right? Too much there. So what about dragon fruit? I have to look that up. What I will do for you, Melisha, is put a link to the Harvard Index of Glycemic Index Foods. So there's they have like a list of a lot of things that we eat, and it's not just fruits, and hopefully it's in there. If not, you can quickly, and I can do it as well, Google dragon fruit. I just don't know the glycemic index of that one off the top of my head. It's not a common one for me. But a good question, and I will give you an answer. That's just the way that I am. So you made me curious now, and I want to know. All right, so know that dried fruit should really be off the table, especially if you're dealing with those high A1C numbers. And even for those of us who think that, oh, we're immune to this, little by little it creeps up, especially if your activity level decreases. And that's what happened with me. My food was always healthy and whole foods, but I was more sedentary. I wasn't lifting weights as much. I've gotten back into the habit of that. I'm feeling really good, and I'm actually down 5 pounds. So losing weight as well helps people to combat their A1C numbers and lowering them, and also helping with blood sugar regulation. So I hope these things were helpful. You know, I don't like being on here for a long time because I don't want to wear on your patience with all of this scientific talk, but I hope that you feel like you've learned something. Please hit the share button. It doesn't take but a second, and it's really not for me or getting my face out there. It's because I want the information out there. I feel like we don't read enough, and yes, you could get all this information reading somewhere, but I've taken the time to try to synthesize it for you, and you never know who in your friend circle needs this. So get a book for them. The holidays coming up. Get a book for yourself. Share the Joy 52 Weeks to Abundant Health. Its 2-year anniversary is coming up on Monday, which is also my birthday. So it's 2 years old, and I'm going to be 44. So, so that's what we have going on. I hope that you have an amazing weekend. Remember to do all things with joy. Share the joy. And remember that this company is where health and wellness meets passion and purpose. Have a beautiful day. Thank you all. Peace.